hot times in Tampa, brother. It's Raw Homecoming and you're all invited. We got legends, we got title defenses, and we got Stone Cold. Stone Cold. It's SummerSlam season's in full swing on the AfterBuzz TV Raw After Show, and it starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz...
Oh, God.
You know how we ball. I love this, man. Open the Reneo soon. It's the Monday Night Raw AfterBuzz TV After Show. How's everyone doing? What, one day removed from Comic-Con. It's summertime, SummerSlam season, my favorite part of the year. I'm Lobo Voice, and I'm having the time of my life. But before we get into everything, let's introduce our panel. On my far left, this guy's a legend. The real talk. Yes, right there in the clad in blue, coiffed hair, as we say.
Walked up.
Hashtag heel Jim Alexander. How you living?
Hey, what's going on? Well, I'm living.
Okay, living is good, man. You halfway there, brother.
Yeah, had a few incidents, but I'm good right now. So
okay, for sure, man. I'm glad you made it, man. I'm glad you made it.
Hey.
But sitting in between us, we have ourselves the chocolate goat, American chocolate superhero, Coco Cena himself, Evan T. Mac. How you living?
I'm good, yo. Shout out to Uncle Murph. Just celebrated a birthday past couple days, yo. Murph with a little birthday, boy. Yeah, man. Yo, what up, Uncle Murph? Haywood Wong in the building. Straight facts. What's really good, darn is, Dan, Michael, Marie, what up, boo?
I heard you met Kingpin last weekend.
Bruh.
You met Kingpin?
He was like a smaller version,
Yeah, he was.
but I didn't care because I got so hyped because Wilson Fisk is one of my favorite villains of all time. He's just a big dude that's rich and kills people, and he has a cigar, and he was dressed as the only Kingpin that I recognized.
The purple shirt.
Yeah, the purple shirt, white suit on. He was small, but I hate that I'm so like abnormally large to like the small cosplayers.
Yeah, you could dunk over Kingpin.
Man, I hate that because Kingpin's supposed to beat the brakes off somebody,
it's
man.
true,
He's
it's
like
true.
a good 350, 375.
Yeah, on a good day.
On a good day,
Shout
man.
out to Evan T. Mac on Instagram.
San Diego Comic-Con, man. I appreciate you, man.
Man, Tampa, Florida was hot and live for Raw Homecoming. Just overall thoughts on the show, man. How you guys looking? You think it was okay? Was it great? Was it meh? Was it awesome? Was it in between?
It was solid. It's like a reunion show. They've done plenty of those. You know, it just they show up, the old stars, and some of them you just realize they just look worse and worse, and like maybe I don't want to see them. And no quality match or any of significance. You know, it's just kind of a blow-off Raw, bring everyone together, and enjoy the moment.
Not easily impressed.
Huh?
Not easily impressed.
Well, Baron Corbin wasn't there, so how am I supposed to be
I didn't even
impressed?
realize he wasn't there. That's how integral he is to the show. What do you think, Mac?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like I said, there was a goat sighting. All the farmers listen. Check your property. There might be the goat on the loose, man. There was a goat sighting in the ring in Tampa, Florida. It goes by the name of John Cena. I don't know what's going on. That's the only part I give a damn about because he's the only one that came out and like he still go. Well, with all due respect, Stone Cold brought it home though because throughout the whole entire show, they've officially, congratulations, y'all have officially killed the 24/7 title. Y'all have officially killed it. It was a gimmick before. It is like the only thing was missing tonight was the ghost of P.T. Barnum.
Okay.
Oh man,
straight up.
That's a history lesson reference.
It was a circus.
Can you pinpoint the moment you thought it died? Like the actual moment?
The second, who was it? Tori?
No, my
got
girl,
the
no. My girl, Kelley. That was my.
No, who
Mandy
was it? Briscoe?
Rose before.
Briscoe.
Yeah, Briscoe beat Patterson.
Done.
Patterson put the foot on Matt.
Done.
So Patterson?
Done.
Okay.
Done. Dead.
But
Died.
Rio de Janeiro. It was a reference to the IC title.
I don't give. See, this is the thing about it is this ain't no damn movie or no. You can't just call back Easter egg. You just listen. No.
Sorry, Lunch and Braze. Come on.
It's a title. Stop messing around, man. Damn, man.
Yeah.
Stop messing around. You can't always do callbacks and Easter eggs and all this stuff, man. Like, oh, that was a thing. That was an inside joke from 27 years ago.
Sure.
Nah, man. Stop messing around with that title.
Well, okay, fine, but you have all the legends backstage. You want them to be sitting there drinking.
Barnum.
You want them drinking juice like Jimmy Hart all day?
I'm a firm believer in just giving someone something to do doesn't mean it's a good thing.
It's a Raw reunion. That's the whole point of this episode. It wasn't like he was backstage.
Wait, so you tell me the point is for them to win a 24/7 title?
No, the point was to actually have segments that were technically entertaining. It failed, but I think it's supposed to be entertaining. Was the whole point tonight?
Interesting. I don't know. I thought the point of tonight was to show respect and pay homage to legends.
Fair.
We can do that without them winning a 24/7 title for 5 seconds.
And who won it? Too.
I am not gonna sit here and let people get away with lack of creativity. It's not my fault. Y'all get paid. I don't.
Yeah.
But if that's all you got.
Yeah.
If you, the only thing you can have for them to give them something to do is to have them make a mockery out of a new title, then y'all are not creative enough. Period.
I thought it was pretty creative to get Kelley to win. I mean, I've been waiting for this. Was my Mandy Rose before Mandy Rose. Okay,
I didn't know that anyone existed before
This is a
Mandy
very
Rose.
important moment for me to see her hoist up that title. And then after that,
Well, she's fine as hell now.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
she
man,
still is.
still cutting it.
So the question I have now, with the 24/7 title thing, it got all the legends involved, but and I think Patterson, Briscoe, Candice Michelle, Alundra Blaze, and Ted DiBiase all had title reigns with it. Would you guys think for a second that when Ted DiBiase came out, he was coming out with a new belt? I almost thought he was going to be like, yo, I'm going to buy it off of you to change it.
Now that would have been creative.
I was waiting for that.
And just bring back the old $1 billion belt. I don't give a damn. Do something, man.
Okay. do
if it wasn't for Stone Cold, this whole episode, the nostalgia would have been ruined if it wasn't for Stone Cold. Stone Cold spoke from the heart. Stone Cold usually has not done that in that ring kind of like that before.
Yeah.
It was different. It felt different.
Sure.
What he was saying, that looking in the camera thing, like Stone Cold brought it home. Stone Cold reminded me of what was great about Raw.
And what was that in a nutshell?
Just literally just that brotherhood, that camaraderie, how much those moments meant to him, how much those moments meant to the people. When they kept cutting to the people, they were shaking their head, they were nodding, they were acknowledging, oh my gosh, we did have some great times. And just that moment to me is all they needed.
Sure.
They didn't need anything besides that. To be honest with you, they could have just ended the show like that. They could have went through that periodically through the show and doing montage or doing callbacks, doing remember these moments, have a couple guest commentators and end on that. They didn't have to do all the song and dance.
Okay.
I think they overthink things sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I really, really do. I think less
try
is
too
more.
hard.
Or try too hard. Because that moment at the end was special. It was really special with everybody on the stage.
To me, it's very telling. In 2019, Austin got a bigger pop than both Hogan and Flair, which means that I think for a lot of us are aging out of Hulkamania and even the Ric Flair stuff. But
and Hogan still a couple fresh moves.
I wasn't going to go there, man.
But you got to go there. You didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
he
Hogan
did it.
To himself,
he did it. So you were responsible for your own actions. Everyone wants to let bygones be bygones, and that is your choice. That is your right. But the fact of the matter is, things are out there. You did some things. You said some things that people don't approve of. So people are still, they don't know how to react.
Sure.
Whether black or whether whatever they are, even the people they're Caucasian, when his music hits, they don't know. I mean, I got black friends, man. Is it cool if I cheer? Because they're in this. Seriously, because they're in this weird spot where you have to acknowledge. I will say it before and I say it again because I'm objective. He is one of the 4 pillars of wrestling.
I agree.
Hulk Hogan is one of the 4 pillars of wrestling, but if you don't know what I mean, you cannot build a building without it. So you cannot build a wrestling building without Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. With that being said, he put his foot in his mouth in the most terrific way. So what I'm trying to say is, I can tell the crowd, they just don't know.
Right.
They want to because he's done so much.
Right.
And it's so fun. And they cut to that one girl with the Hulkamania shirt, and but the crowd's kind of like,
was she in the tapes too?
Yeah. So what's up?
That's a real American there.
That's the thing. It's the thing is the crowd doesn't know yet. It's the wounds are still a little too fresh, man.
I will say this. We're not getting into the whole debate here.
No.
I reserve cheering for Hulk Hogan, even though by the time I came around, he was a guy from Thunder in Paradise. Just real quick, I'm just doing a legend count.
I'm a Mr. Daddy guy myself.
Oh, yes, Commando. Okay, it's a Commando. Just the legend count here, just unofficial. Jimmy Hart, Hogan, Cena, Rikishi, The Usos, Booker T, Caitlyn, Tori Wilson, Santino, Godfather, Boogeyman, Pat Patterson, Briscoe, Christian, Lyndon Garcia, Eve, Kurt Angle, Eric Bischoff, Jonathan Coachman, Farouk, Kelly, Ric Flair, DX, Candice Michelle, Alundra Blaze, Melina, Mick Foley, Ted DiBiase, and Stone Cold. So about like 30 people were added to the show.
Who mattered though?
Stone Cold for sure.
Besides,
Austin brought it home.
Yeah, Austin brought it home. So I mean, they
without doing one stunner. That's what I said. That moment was special. It was just special, man. He didn't have to stun anybody. He spoke from the heart, off the cuff, even swore. It was pure, man.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do was that. It was the whole night for me. I was like, nah. And then Austin came out and cut a promo from the heart.
In their defense, man, I think Raw 25 was such a letdown. I feel they kind of like overcorrected and had so many people there to make sure it was
what's the reason? Did they announce the reason for this reunion? Is there some kind of anniversary or something?
I think it's the middle of the summer, man. It's the summer doldrums. And you're in Tampa, which is like a huge wrestling city.
It is. Everybody lives there.
Before we
I sure as hell wouldn't.
Go.
Before we move on, Jim, can you got a promo to tell people all over the world where they can find our shows on AfterBuzz?
Everyone, including Tampa.
Damn,
I mean, I
brother.
might not want to live there, but you guys probably do, some of you. So if you are living in Tampa or anywhere else in the world watching tapes, you know, those Chinese tapes I always talk about in the basement
God.
and stuff, you can subscribe.
subtle
subscribe.
racism.
What do you mean racism? I mean,
You know where it started. It started when you were calling Japanese people Chinese. That's where it started. Don't act like you don't know the origin. That was
Chinese.
was
I'll allow it.
Was that not the origin?
That's where the black market
That's
tapes
what-
are. You can't find. I don't know where to find New Japan tapes. That's where they come from, right?
You get New Japan tapes in Japan. Go ahead, cut a promo. I'm sorry. AfterBuzz, I'm sorry.
Whether you're getting those tapes, wherever you're getting those tapes from, if you're on that side of the world, subscribe to us wherever. Click that subscribe button. Comment
Asia.
to us. If you're up in the middle of the night or daytime, wherever it might be. Also,
playing that
Yes! The torture.
Yes. And if Baron Corbin's listening out there, comment, subscribe. If you are in the car, in an Uber, in a Stuber, also tell them to turn on and the iTunes, and you can get us there and give us a 5-star rating, and you can give your Uber guy too a 5-star rating. But we need that one more, and comment there too, so you know how to get us, all of the guys on the chat and girls in the chat and whoever else is on the chat.
DNG87 says Jim fears Rosenberg.
Oh, what? Let's stop. First of all.
Shout out to SmackDown team.
This is reunion night.
Where's Christian Rosenberg? Was he supposed to come in tonight?
That's what I mean.
What if he buzzed his door?
I told him I
Hey,
gave him an open invite. I said, just bring it. He didn't bring it. He's somewhere home. Listen, we all know he can't handle Monday nights. I mean, we can leave the submission holds and all that detail and talk to Tuesday nights because you can't cut it here on Monday nights.
Shots fired!
There's no shots fired. It's like Braun Strowman taking out that Romero or Rome guy. That would happen the same thing right here. And I'd be Braun Strowman. So that feud's over. That's not even a feud.
You said that you were like,
I'm burying that feud before it starts.
watch AfterBuzz TV. Rosenberg, screw that guy. He's back. I mean, you know, I'm better.
Shots fired.
I forgot about RVD. He was
That's
also
why
here.
I'm on Monday night.
And I'm sure if
It's
she
better.
gets watching wherever she is, she's probably shaking her head at that. But as the show moves on, our guy, the Universal Champion, the former Universal Champion, Seth Rollins takes on AJ Styles in I guess not quite the main event, but basically the biggest match of the night.
A marquee match of the night.
A marquee for sure. The club is now officially the OC. Thoughts on that? The original, the official, and the only club that matters. Whatever. Competitive match was back and forth. DX shows up. Now, we got some legend play with our main roster. Is that what we wanted in Homecoming? Or
Sure. I mean, it's like, that's a good way to bring out DX. I didn't know Rollins was such a mark for DX either until that.
Told you they didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know what to do.
It
Bro.
was just like, hey, let's bring it. But, I mean,
Bubba Dudley out with the revival. They didn't know what they wanted to do.
Listen, I'm
Devon Bubba wasn't showed up. He's on,
Devon,
he's on
excuse me.
serious. Yeah.
I'm a Devon guy anyway. Sure, I'm sorry, Devon. I'm a Devon guy. I'm not a Bubba guy.
Yeah, sidebar. You would think that because it's by himself, you'd be the Reverend, right?
Right.
Why would you? Okay,
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It's just it's
all right.
haphazard, man.
He's coming. All right.
I'm
love
glad
Devon.
Scott Hall is fine, but it's tough to see him.
So that
in
was
that
my
shape.
point.
You know, I remember Razor, man. I remember WrestleMania 10. I remember ladder match, and it just seems
Choices we make, man. That's when you on that stuff, man. It takes away your
and
soul.
It really, Kevin Nash still looks great, and you know but it's just like, man, it just gives you perspective on that, and I guess. Best way to use DX, I guess, it was this match with the club. Maybe kind of had a little faction versus faction, you know.
Little shot at Billy Gunn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wherever he is.
Where? Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt on paper that was a cool idea having Road Dogg and X-Pac part of the AfterBuzz family, but it is kind of like, this is not 98 anymore. And so you just can't have the stare down, because if I'm a club, I can still go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid of Scott.
That's my point. My point
I'm
is,
not afraid of anyone.
That's my point about nostalgia. You have to be careful with nostalgia. Nostalgia, what's going on nowadays, and even in wrestling, clearly is like you can't just throw things out there and you're expecting the person to have that childlike feeling.
Sure.
They have to have it, and that's cool for movies and these terrible reboots that they're doing, these terrible Disney remakes that they're doing, and all those things. Yeah.
They make money though.
See, there it goes. That is how they get people like you and everyone else. Because Promo, if the main goal is just to make money, then we have no argument here.
Okay.
If the only thing in life to do is to put out content to make money, there's no argument.
Okay.
Because a lot of terrible shit things make money.
Okay.
But
shout out to Explicit Tag.
So yeah, that's probably the first time I ever cussed in AfterBuzz history, because a lot of things like that are that bad that make money. If that's the point, so you tell me all that terrible rap right now is cool because it makes money
for the labels, yeah.
Yeah, for the labels, but
Yeah,
for is it bad content?
Is it bad for the culture? That's a whole different story.
Absolutely.
Right. But
just like a lot of the remakes are bad for the original. Because the frame of reference for the younger generation, they didn't know how amazing that was. Because their new frame of reference is the remake.
See, movies are different.
But all I'm trying to say is, if that is all it's about, I will stop talking. If it's about money, I'm gonna stop talking. If you guys came here tonight to get money from people because you brought a lot of old guys out, I'll stop talking. But if it's about good content, then I think I'm on the right side of things.
You were not a fan.
No.
Well, you know who's not a fan? Samoa Joe came out and just said, you guys are buying into this force.
The promo guy.
The promo, yeah. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, he's kind of the counterculture that Sami Zayn tried to like lesser effect. I brought out Roman Reigns, which is kind of cool. Samoan domination, as TK says, right? Had a little stare down from the same moment. We got a match. Now we got a match, which I thought was going to be teased for SummerSlam, but it happened, and Reigns goes over clean. Thoughts
Once
about that?
again.
You guys got to stop. You got to stop putting the mic, having somebody put the mic like Roman Reigns against Samoa Joe. That's like giving a nuclear bomb to a toddler. It's just not wise. You cannot give Roman Reigns a microphone after that promo Samoa Joe cut.
Sure.
You just can't.
Just set up to fail.
You can't do it.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's not fair. I'm not even saying. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's nothing against Roman Reigns because he actually was the best I've seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
the one Samoa line, amazing. It's just tough, man. When he cut that monologue, man. It's just tough,
takes
man.
away. Let it sit.
Let it sit.
Simmer.
Yeah, let it sit.
Yeah, the other line was,
it's tough.
You're feeding your addiction to nostalgia, was what he said. Tonight
You know, Samoa Joe might not be concerned with money.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, as a guy who's still trying to struggle to pay rent. So here's the deal.
I feel you, bro.
He comes out and he says, not tonight, which I thought was fine, but it actually had the match. So, of course, Roman Reigns goes over clean over Samoa Joe.
Again, this is painful
They're going to have they should have a SummerSlam match, but the question is now, how do you get behind Samoa Joe? When are people going to stop chanting Joe when his music hits?
Never.
You think he's that good? He can just stand all these losses. All
these losses.
The losses are piling up. The clean losses are piling up.
We talk about this all the time. You know what I tell you?
This.
I let y'all talk about Samoa Joe because I can't talk about Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen.
Okay.
I mean ever. I mean from top to bottom, his whole shtick.
He's a star.
And then the mere fact that, like I said, I'm a fan of wrestlers that don't have to be their personas. I'm a fan of a wrestler that can act.
I agree. Absolutely.
No disrespect. Oh, that's how he is in real life. That doesn't make me like him more. That's what everyone always says to me. Evan, that's him. I go, that's not a good actor.
That's not a good actor.
Samoa Joe is actually a teddy bear sweetheart. And when he walks down that ramp, he is terrifying, man.
I agree with you.
It's such a performance when he walks down there and he like just from an actor standpoint. I came out here to act like everybody in LA. I came out here to act.
I came to edit
to walk about to comment on his subtle brilliance before we move on. Seriously, his subtle acting brilliance.
Okay.
He even does something so smooth when he comes to the ring and they chant Joe. He does a wry smile like he doesn't like it, but he likes it. That takes acting class. He has to act like he doesn't like it. But he does like, he's like, yeah, they're chanting my name. They're chanting my name. But he doesn't do it. It's a subtle smile. That takes acting skills, man. This dude is on another level. Right. He cannot keep losing.
Right. So let's say you're going to do the Roman Reigns match. You like put him aside a couple weeks and have him like beat jobbers and build him back up, or it's not even worth it because he's that good. He can just ride out.
And that's another thing.
It needs a storyline.
Yeah, we got to kill that.
It needs a good storyline. There's got to be stakes involved, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hate that thing. We got to get it. We all us as wrestling fans, we got to get over that. He doesn't need to win because he's so great. Thing.
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm asking.
No, that's what they and they have predisposed and preconditioned us to feel that way, and that's not good enough anymore. Not with somebody that great.
Nope.
Oh, he doesn't need to win.
Why?
He doesn't need to win.
He's so good. He should win.
He's so good. He can lose.
What do you mean? No. And they put that in your head. So all those wrestling fans are like, that business standpoint, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's so good. He doesn't need the belt. He needs the belt.
Yes, because he's that damn good.
As a Met fan, I get personally attacked. If we're so good on paper, we never win anything. Okay. Speaking of someone who's having trouble win losses, Drew McIntyre comes out and destroys Cedric Alexander.
Should have happened last week.
With the inverted Alabama slam, which is weird because he's Scottish. I think it'll give him a Scottish name. But not an official match. So is this the build for Drew McIntyre, or is this kind of like a blow-off?
Once again, what is going on?
Uh-oh.
Don't get me started about
He's
the
wound up.
goddess and colossus of a human that Drew McIntyre is.
He's the biggest
First
man.
of all,
he's a man.
This guy should not have to be built up again, okay? He is a made product. He is ready to go. It's like getting a pizza puff that's already made. You just eat it, and it's hot. Because that's what Drew McIntyre is and has been.
Say hot as a pizza?
What? Pizza Puffs are like boiling hot. You can get burned from them and all.
They're amazing.
But that's the thing. And that's what he is. He's amazing. And it's like, what does it prove? That Cedric Alexander thing should have never happened in the first place. This guy should not be going out there to prove that he's legitimate or he's an ass kicker. We know that he already is. Give him legitimate opponents. He should be trashing legit guys. He should be trashing guys like Miz like that. Guys that are over already, that are established already. That's and then just to move him to that main event level like he needs to be.
Like how they built Orton, but just a little different. The legend killer gimmick established Orton as one of the greatest of all time. It was something they put in place. He was legitimately beating the brakes out of people you loved growing up. Right. And they made a T-shirt with damn check marks on the back of it. And I had that T-shirt and I lost that T-shirt. Shame on me. But it was amazing. You know what I mean, right? It was amazing, right? So they got to build him in a certain way. Tonight meant nothing to me. You beating the brakes off of Cedric Alexander means nothing because last week he still beat you clean.
And they brought it back and they mentioned that.
Now, exactly, they brought it up. So if he beats him tonight and beats him 1, 2, 3, okay, now we're even. You beating him up when he wasn't really ready and didn't know what was going on, like he still got the dub over you. Sure. So in win-loss overall, all time, who's up? Cedric Alexander's up.
Because it wasn't a match tonight. But before he goes out there, he like Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe is a little less enthused about the legends there. He's sitting there going, he's like, you call these legends. He goes out. I mean, that's a character beat for him. I mean, that's something going. These
positive. Are not the legends you should be around. He doesn't have anything to prove to Torrie Wilson and Santino.
Right. Exactly. If he did that with Hogan, people would have been like, oh hell no. Told you, I'm not a writer, man. Even though all I do is study film. That's all I do is study film and write. That's all I do. So seriously, that's all I do in my spare time before I even moved out here. All I do is study acting, writing, and how to build stuff. So I do have a few opinions that I think they should have did. If you want to do this legend stuff, use them. Right. Yes. Stop messing around.
To put over guys like Drew McIntyre.
What the hell was tonight for?
I don't know.
I get tired. Listen, man, I'm an adult. I'm not a child anymore. I'm a 35-year-old man. That don't do nothing for me anymore. Seeing guys that I used to love and still love come out older doesn't do anything for me. They ain't wrestling or anything. I don't see them get sweet chin for a 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Drew McIntyre walks up to Hogan and does the legend scoff. Oh hell
just like Orton did,
or got him over. Or Stone Cold. What you gonna do, Stone Cold?
Yeah, sure.
But that's how you do the legend thing.
I agree with you.
What the hell is happening tonight?
There has to be something though, and I hate to be an apologist here, but it has to be something that says, "Hey, look, it's the middle of the summer. SummerSlam's coming up. Let's just give you something of the things you remember when you were watching 5, 10, 15 years ago."
Did they?
You got to do super stuff.
Use that to enhance your current product.
So you want all just come in matches?
I'm just tired of these one-offs.
Putting someone over.
Yeah. Why are these one-offs happening? How does this help anyone else that's currently on the roster?
Yeah,
how does this serve a purpose? You have right there so many legends you can use to your advantage. You're coming for one show. They're willing to do whatever you need them to do.
Yes.
Use them to your advantage to put over the current product.
And I know people hated it, but that's what Angle did. And I know people hated it, but that's how much love he had for the business. Yes. He didn't really.
He made me love Baron Corbin.
No, truly though. All jokes aside, he didn't have to lose to Baron Corbin. No way in hell. Kurt Angle.
Agreed.
Everyone knows legends of that caliber get to choose to go out.
He said no in his case, but you're right. He could have walked away.
He was like, he could have walked away. He was like, nah, Baron Corbin's gonna beat me clean.
You have to go out on your show.
And look what it's done for Baron Corbin.
Respect, man.
Nothing really.
What do you mean nothing?
He was on like every week after that.
Yes, he was on a week before that too.
But I'm just saying, giving back and actually putting being a for real mentor, being a legend, and putting people forward. You got these guys here. Use these guys.
Okay, so let me ask a question then. But the tag team match having what's his name, Devon and Rikishi out there, was that the best way to do it then? Having legends from ringside supporting their team, or was
no?
So no. What would be a good way of doing that then? Tell me in a specific example besides putting them over. So I'm saying,
but I've given you several though.
No, but what I'm saying is, you've already booked the matches and these guys cannot go, and you have them there because it's Raw Homecoming, and you're gonna have promos or have them be shocked and stuff. How many times can you repeat that beat before it gets over? 3 hours.
But like I said, I'll counter that to saying you said when the guys came out and the club stared at them that they can beat them. Like why did that bother you?
That bothered me because it was a whole army of guys coming up saying, like, we're ready to fight, and all of them were a certain age and certain skill.
But you're making my point.
But what I'm saying is, in this case, we have managers. They're acting as actual managers for their talent in the Rikishi match and the Devon Dudley match.
And the Rikishi stared down Devon.
That did happen too. But I mean, the idea of them. All right, I guess we're not going to do that at all.
No, what I'm trying to say is it didn't make sense. Ask anybody in the chat or ask anybody that when they seen Devon come out with the Revival. Who the hell didn't scratch their head?
Yeah,
that's true.
It made no sense. Where's Bubba? If there's no Bubba,
it's because they didn't know what to do with him.
Right. I think you're absolutely right. But I'm saying my point aside was if you're going to have these legends having them manage current talent for the match, not necessarily Devon or Rikishi. I'm saying that format.
But I already told you my answer. My answer was what they did at the end.
Yeah.
To me, that's all they needed to do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He was out there for 10 minutes.
All this other stuff was just cheap.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Cheap, fake, nostalgia.
Man, Austin came out 10 minutes straight, spoke from the heart, and gave props to the whole company, the industry, the people that he was on the road with, blood, sweat, and tears, going back. Yeah. That's all you need, man.
Right.
Damn. Like,
it's from the best ever to come.
Oh, man, come on. That's what we're talking about. Austin. And
on the stage on
I just think they did, and sprinkle a couple commentators around here and there. I just think less is more sometimes, man, and acknowledging their greatness in a different way. They did a lot of cheesy stuff, man, and it didn't put anybody over. It didn't help anybody out tonight.
Agreed. Should have. Had an opportunity to do so.
Drew McIntyre scoffed at Legends and beat up Cedric a little bit, and I was like, oh, come on, man.
Drew freaking McIntyre.
Stop messing around with this dude.
He's interacting with Santino and then Cedric Alexander. What have we come to? Drew freaking McIntyre.
He's all the time.
The top 3 guy in the company.
Well, it's about that time where it's my favorite time of the show. We get it's now time for TK's Boudoir.
Hey. Collared shirt, coiffed hair.
You guys are killing me, man. You turned heel on the camera?
I did turn heel because that is it. I'm retiring for TK's Boudoir.
Well, you retired.
Jim Alexander needs his own show, his own segment.
What?
He needs his Boudoir, TK's Boudoir. Like, you know
She's
what?
not even here, man.
That's fine. Okay. She can have her boudoir. It's like me being deacon to Devon Dudley's, reverend. It's like Deacon Batista. I am Batista. I am the Jim Alexander. I need my own segment. So next week we're gonna debut a new segment, and I can dance to it. I don't even need music because the moves are just there without any sound. So for today's boudoir, though, we'll do the reunion.
Wait, hold on. AfterBuzz TV's giving your own segment next week?
No, I'm telling him to give me my own segment.
Oh, damn! I don't even.
Hey, can I say that? It's established right now.
Cheese and crackers.
I'll allow it.
Josh, you good with that? Josh,
Jack Farmer said he's. I'm not saying what the guys on the panel are saying is wrong. I just think it wasn't meant to build anything. It was a fun summer throwaway show. If we're talking about we're
doing like
no. I'm just. I don't want to. I want to acknowledge what he said there. I guess if that's what it is, if that's what it was billed as, and if I'm missing the mark, then I'll take the L for that. If it was supposed to be just a fun show to build up and get close to SummerSlam and pay homage to the great ones, I still think they could have did that in a better way, though. If the show was to build and pay homage to the great ones, I think they could have did it in a better way.
True.
But if it was just supposed to be a fun thing, I put it like this: I didn't have fun because the 24/7 title killed me.
Sure.
It killed me. It killed me, man.
Is it safe to say that this episode is non-canon as far as all the storylines going on within the WWE right now?
Which Becky Lynch is pretty much non-canon.
Yeah, and that's fine, guys. If you're like I said, what Jack Farmer is saying, if that's what they're trying to do, they really were just saying, Evan, suspend the storyline. This don't count. This is a separate entity. This is a separate Raw. This is Raw, nostalgia. Evan, shut the hell up.
That's not what he said.
You know what I'm saying? Smackville is going to be like this. Evan, shut the hell up. If that's what y'all say, then I just shut the hell up.
Gotcha.
But don't do the 24/7 title thing because that's storyline.
Yeah.
And stop messing. Oh, Lord, they have messed around
But
with
they
that
did do one, like I said, and in the boudoir, Kelley. I mean, you got it. This is bringing back good memories for me from the past. Kelley in a boudoir. Candice Michelle, hey, Mac, you saw what was going on there, right? I mean, Flobo, you guys saw what's up.
Yeah, Candice Michelle still doing that same mom dance. I don't know why.
But I don't know. It worked this time. So,
it's work. Don't tell me how.
The line of the evening was when Corey Graves said, he's what he say. He was like, Renee, did you teach Charlie those dance moves?
Oh yeah.
Renee goes, hell no. and then Corey, which something he shouldn't have said, he probably got talked to about it. He was like this. Do you think she even know who that was? And nobody mentioned it because Charlie didn't know who that was.
I can't lie. I double take that Lundra Blaze. Like, who is? Oh, Wait.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I just
Took a
like
while.
that. I just like that
Took a
Corey took a
minute.
shot at Charlie because she's definitely on borrowed time. She's checking out.
Oh, yeah,
she
for
want to
sure.
be ESPN anchor so bad.
Sure.
Oh, we know that.
That's why he made that
first
joke.
take. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why he made that joke, and everybody was quiet.
Alexa Bliss, Mandy Rose, you know, the usual.
Boo thing.
Mandy Rose name. Okay. So speaking
Mandy Rose is I don't care where she is. She could be on SmackDown. She could be on another planet. It's always. You know what she reminds me of? Margot Robbie. Margot
Okay,
Robbie.
yeah.
Mandy Rose got
Yeah.
a Margot Robbie thing.
Don't you ever disrespect Margot Robbie like
What
that.
disrespect my man?
No disrespect.
She's disrespecting Mandy Rose.
I'm sorry, with all due respect,
What?
being born attractive is not a skill. When Margot Robbie happens to be born attractive and it can act her ass off, don't ever in your life
Hey,
ever
we don't know
talk
the
about
skills
an
of
Oscar
Mandy
nominee.
Rose behind
Don't
her.
talk
Wait,
about
wait,
an Oscar
wait,
nominee
what?
like
You
that.
guys were the
Hey,
heel tag
hey,
team champs.
no,
You're all
no,
making
no,
pounds
Oh, I can't.
exploding.
No, now
Okay.
when he's talking about a future Oscar winner, I can't let him do it. Can't let him do it.
She is. Margot Robbie's great, but like
She's okay. We
Mandy
got-
Rose, she looks a lot like her. I mean, there's
Stop
don't
putting
see
blowing girls together. Stop it.
Hey, no.
All right, so
that.
women's-
Mandy Rose forever.
Our women's title gets up against the character beat through the moment of bliss. Becky Lynch comes out, and Natalya actually acquitted herself pretty well. Becky's saying that, hey, look, when I was fighting Ronda Rousey, you were in her corner. That's why I don't like you. Thoughts about that progression in the storyline 3 weeks from SummerSlam?
It's so weak. It's like a forced feud. You know when there's a forced feud and like even the promos feel forced and like. It just, for me, especially from Natalia's side, it just felt very not organic. It just felt forced and just like, ooh, suddenly I hate you and I'm going to show this vicious side, even though Natalya usually is kind of like a mellow, even if she's playing heel, you know? She's never that aggressive, and this overly aggressive thing just doesn't fit with her character.
Thoughts on that, Mike?
Yeah, it's interesting. They have history. It's real history. They're harkening back to stuff that really happened. I agree with you saying they still feel forced, but they have a real history to draw from though. You are very kind of you.
This guy, me?
Yeah, I know you're not the biggest Alexa Bliss fan.
Nope.
But he doesn't elaborate on this, but he's not.
I don't understand
I want
why.
hopefully have time. I want him to elaborate
Bailey.
on that. I know Natty can go. Natty can get a good match at
yeah.
anybody. Becky can go. From a wrestling standpoint, two women wrestling, they're two of the best in the business. Storyline, I don't care. I just know they're gonna get it in. It's gonna be good.
Well, here's a bigger question then. Now, is Becky going to be heel for this feud, or is she still going to be the anti-hero?
That's
Oh,
the thing
no,
is they don't know
no.
they don't know what Becky is right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're trying to play an
Keep on,
Austin
keep
thing
on
with
beating me
her.
in the head with that man nonsense.
You
Because-
gotta drop that. You gotta
I'm
drop
telling
that.
you,
It's-
bro. I'm telling
it's
you.
got it.
They
Some things are getting
please.
stale.
Can
Like
we
right now-
stop?
Yes.
Her name is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, it's not over. It's a
Damn.
WrestleMania gimmick and stuff. Like now,
Oh my
it's
God.
it's not working anymore.
Because you
It's
don't
too
know
much.
if is she heel, is she face? What the hell? Stop. Let her
a
be
man.
her, please.
Yes.
I know she's probably sitting back like, okay, I'm gonna ride this thing, but man, oh man.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm having. Like, is Natalya's supposed to be the good person? Then I don't know why
Well,
she's
Natalya's gonna be a heel in this feud. Obviously,
in Toronto.
they're gonna cheer her, but she's still gonna play the heel.
Okay, well, speaking of being heels, your boy Sami Zayn comes out here and gets involved with Rey Mysterio, which ended up with an appearance of Rob Van Dam, Sergeant Slaughter, the Hurricane, and Kurt Angle.
What a weird mix there. I mean, what an odd, bizarre group.
It's Rob
but
Van
it's just
Dam.
like why? Like why? I mean, Sami Zayn again, just going on the downslope really quick. I mean, with that. You see, I told you, I said that whole game. We never knew what was going on there. That's another thing we were talking about, that whole gimmick he was doing. Is this going to work or not? It was so inconsistent, and now it just fell flat. Can we say it's dead, basically, that whole gimmick that he was doing?
Sami Zayn never got over without Kevin Owens, but now he's a face. Now he's out there on his island by himself. Prove me wrong.
Fair point.
Oh, man, I don't know.
So where does he go? Right. So he
Fair.
is he still in the critic versus critic thing? And I thought it was kind of weird. He had
I think so.
the same problem Joe had, but it was like an hour later. I thought it was kind of weird for him. Moving on to other matches you probably don't care about. The Viking Raiders get in action with the former Raw Tag Team Champions Hawkins and Ryder. The Viking Raiders go over. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. It was actually the longest match the Viking Raiders have been in.
Praise the
and
Lord.
They got some outfits.
Look who they've been going against. They've been no-name jobbers. It's time for them to go against real competition.
Absolutely. So
It was good to see RVD though. Shout out to the chat. It was good to see him. It's good. It's like I said. It's always good to see people. That's how nostalgia works. It just hits you a certain way, and you turn into a kid again. When you see them, I was like, damn. It was good to see him. Good to see him well, alive. I'm glad everybody's alive and well. That's what I get.
BCW, I think.
You know what I mean? So it is. You're absolutely right.
Was it seeing him or hearing about him from the Street Profits that you like? I knew it.
Wow.
I set him
He
up
should
for
give it
that.
a Chad Gable stare. Like, how
man.
dare you?
Mama
Those
said-
guys. I mean,
Mama
you
say
talk
you don't
about
got
a
nothing nice to say.
tailspin.
Don't say nothing
You
at
talk
all.
about a tailspin and going down the slope
on,
in a
fam.
bit. Man, that's just bad. You got to pull the plug on that real quick.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why you have two wrestlers who are over NXT and you bring them up to Raw, not called up, but they're more
sabotaging themselves. Literally.
Yeah, they're like a Greek chorus. Like
now the cup's bedazzled now.
Well, sure, but like, okay, when EC3 did it, he was like, eyeing himself in the mirror. Like, why would you try to put these people in these positions where you call them up and just have them in the background? Like
you talk about acting, Mac. That's bad acting,
That's all I've been trying to say.
What you mean, fam?
Oh, come on, these guys.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm curious if they're just like hating on this behind the scenes, or they're actually.
Oh, absolutely not.
They think it's like genius.
I think
and smart.
it's different in NXT. I think in NXT they can be in the ring and do their mannerisms, but having to do those talking promos, it's a different skill set. Because it's easier to do this all day long with your hands than actually say, "Hey, Rollins,
go and wrestle and defend those titles and show their in-ring skills."
Well, everybody, the people that throwing shade at my comments on this, when they get called up, y'all heard it here first. Breaking news, extra read all about it. When they get called up and they drop that WWE shop shirt with that big red plastic cup on the front, with the SP in the middle, that's going to be attached to them in perpetuity.
Yep.
Perpetuity.
Y'all heard it here first. If that's cool with everybody,
I hope it's worth it.
Cool. That's all I'm going to say. Because it's going to be this big old fat red cup on there. I already know how WWE's going to do. Because that's how they view us.
You sure you're going
to think so?
have a catchphrase instead? Like, there's all catchphrase shirts.
I guess gentlemen bet. I guess we'll see.
We'll mark it on this day.
Yep.
This day of July 22nd, 2019.
Well,
Evan Mack said it here.
Yep.
Street Profits will have a t-shirt with the giant red cup on it and SP.
And that'll be the end of them.
And here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's going to have their catchphrase. So it's one
And
of
then the cup on the back.
What? You can't be putting no.
So if the cup's not gonna make the shirt at all, you don't think? You gotta go. We gotta be willing to say
that's
that.
their trademark.
Do you think the cup's not gonna be on the shirt?
I mean, to bring it up for
Will the cup
It's not
ever
a
be on
bet
the
if I
shirt?
say yes.
Will the cup?
I'm saying no for the bet. I'm saying no. It won't be on the shirt.
You think it
I'm
will?
on air. I'm not lying. I'm saying it won't be on the shirt.
So you don't think it will be?
I won't be. For this bet, I'll say no. It will not be.
Wow.
It's part of their gimmick. They're always with the cup. I mean,
$1 bet, gentlemen, bet $1.
Of course,
Trading
it's always
places.
$1.
Oh, trading places.
What else I remember you man?
He's like $1.
$1. Yeah. So yeah, real quick. But even though we talked about how lame Hawkins and Hawkins and Ryder is. The Viking Raiders actually took some heat. So the question then for them is who's going to be their actual real opponents come SummerSlam? Because they should have an opponent by now.
Usos. The most over tag team that's faces on the brand.
They're so consistent.
And they're kind of the best going right now.
And I'm tired of that revival feud. Like I like them, but together it's just kind of like,
it's
man,
just too
whatever.
gimmicky. It's too goofy. They make those when they feud those two teams because the rival is serious and the Usos aren't clearly anymore. So it's just too goofy of a feud. They're two really good teams, but the storylines they write for them just don't fit in nicely. So give them the Viking Raiders.
Okay. And speaking of,
you're right about the Viking Raiders, though. I like them. Do we all like them?
Yeah.
We all like them? Okay.
Yeah. I just say that I hate when Renee says 305 live for Ivar. And he goes, I was talking to him backstage. That's what he says. He didn't say that. I actually tweeted that and said, hey, you would never say that. 305 live. All right. Speaking of fantastic people in the super heavyweight class, Bray Wyatt returns, this time attacking Mick Foley. Are we still on board with the Fire Funhouse?
I have listen. Mac's been calling this for a while. What are you going to give me? 2 weeks in a row. So now we're getting them asked, what was the point of giving us 8 weeks of Bray Wyatt as Mr. Rogers when we don't even see that? We saw the mask promo for like 1 or 2 weeks.
And
now that's his character? So you're going to toss away... Well, 2 weeks in a row, that's all they've set up. We have seen no signs of the Mr. Rogers character yet. So if they're not going to do that, why did you basically tease us and fool us
If that was just a video,
no, I can't.
This is not, he's gonna expire real quick. He's gonna expire.
How bad would you feel if that was just a video thing? If he never does that persona, how bad would you feel?
You can't take for a 2 week sample space and be like, oh, it's over.
But it's been longer than 2 weeks, though,
so
bro.
far, that's all they've established.
Yeah.
We have only seen that.
I'm wrong.
I hope
you are dead wrong.
It would be interesting if the lights go out the same way it goes, and then the Mr. Roger thing shows up for sure. And you can't do that Fiend thing 3 weeks in a row.
But we said, how are they going to figure this out? So far, we have seen no signs
of it. What's
going
to happen if they do 3 in a row, and then 4 in a row, and then SummerSlam hits?
If it's 3, 4, or 5, I'm with you. But you can't tell me 2 weeks. Oh, it's done. I feel like it's way too premature.
So over under one more of the mask thing. Over under.
Definitely is going to be one more mask thing.
Or just over 2 more. Excuse me.
I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna say one more.
Okay.
I give him one more. If it's a fourth week and he does that, then I'm off board.
I think
so 2 more weeks, and you believe like.
Yeah, if the mass thing 2 more times, then I'll be over it. If it's one more, like the rule of threes and something else, cool. But I think it's not fair for them to bring him up. And
you know how I feel about Bray. Bray is one of my favorites, especially in newer wrestlers
ruin
ever.
this.
Don't ruin this guy. Please, I need
this. Is too good to
He has to go on a streak. I mean, a streak, a Goldberg-like streak. But they start lying about how many wins he got. 600 and in 2 months. Wow. I'd be like, I'm buying.
Back in WCW Saturday night, we had 4 matches and stuff. Like, wait, how'd that happen? Almost time to get out of here. But before we do, I just want to talk about Miz TV real quick. He brings out Seth Rollins, and of course, Seth Rollins does his best. I'm going to slay the beast thing we've seen a billion times. And
it's becoming old too.
And Paul Heyman does this thing too. Brock Lesnar, all the time. So I'm trying to be excited about this match. I've seen a bunch before. How do you make this eventual match different than the matches before it?
I don't know, because it seems to keep on repeating itself. Those promos are almost identical. I guarantee if we trace the promos that have been happening right now versus the ones that happened prior to WrestleMania or leading up, it's almost the same thing. He's going against Paul, saying the same things, back and forth. It's just, I'm going to burn it down, but Paul, you're lying. It's just the same stuff. Either Rollins can't find a gear to work in this feud.
That's the first one. Stop right there. That's it.
I think he just doesn't. I think he just doesn't work with Lesnar and Heyman. I think he's trying to keep up with Heyman because Lesnar doesn't talk and he can't hang with Heyman.
Absolutely,
he doesn't have the mic skills to hang with Heyman. That's why he doesn't look like this. He feels different when he's feuding with Baron Corbin or someone else. It just feels more organic, natural. When it goes to Lesnar, it feels forced and it feels that he's trying to keep up on the mic. He's trying, but he's repeating, and it's just not good. Not good.
He was strongest when he was feuding with when he left the Shield. That's when Seth was at his peak as far as promo cutting and stuff like that. He just ain't creative enough, man.
Yeah.
I watched him sit down with one of the greatest wrestlers as far as consistent and company man ever is Miz, and he's sitting down and talking to Miz, and I'm like, bro, you gotta hype this match up, bro.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing, man? It's the same stuff. He was in his bag when he seceded from the Shield. He was a little more edgy.
When he was going against the
I didn't sell out. I bought in. I was fire.
Oh. He can work if you give him the right storyline. I just think when you could put it solely on him, because when he had the feud against the Authority and all that, when he was with Authority, when he was the chosen one, when he turned on the Shield and then against them, he had something to work off of, right? He had them. He had a faction. He had Triple H. Now he just got to work off of Paul Heyman. And you try to go one-on-one with Paul Heyman, man. You're going to lose unless you're Cena or Rock or one of those guys that can really bring it. Like Samoa Joe. Joe could work it, but there's very few that can go and consistently. And they just keep on extending this feud, and Seth is getting swallowed up by it every time.
So what do you do? Third person, triple threat at SummerSlam?
No.
Let us go, a pure match.
I think you need to close the loop, man. I think Brock needs to go over, man.
Fair enough.
And this for good.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, time to get out of here. Jim, tell the world where they can find you on the internet and all that good stuff.
On the internet, at DJim Alexander and social media, realtalker.com. That's REL. And, I'm just out there, so whatever. You run into me in and out. I think they fired my girl, man. I haven't seen her in the longest time.
So she hiding from you.
Yeah.
Maybe you're coming. Whatever. I'm going with my whatever.
External Shockwave, hell no, man. AEW is not competition to WWE. Watch your mouth. Why you say that when we about to rap? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
That dude's got a shot.
External Shockwave, don't stop. No. They gotta do a weekly episodic show to compete with the flagship Evan T. Mac Instagram and Twitter. Shockwave, don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. Even if it's Tropical Punch, my favorite. That was a street poppin' stereotype. Give me that solo cup with some Kool-Aid in it.
That's better than making
I actually like today's episode of Homecoming. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm on Twitter.
I think you misinterpreted what I was saying.
At Instagram at FloBito. I'm having a good time, man. And of course, FloBito.com. Thank you so much for checking us out. Until next time, buzz you later.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.